Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ms. Blessing and this is I Teach with Ms. B. I'm going to be sharing how you could use and understand the Zoom interface.
We will be continuing from the previous video on how to use Zoom here.
The one I want to talk about is your share. Now, when you click on share, you could share either you share your full screen or the Windows this thing that is open. For me, let me just open this Windows. You can see that a Windows this thing is open. Now, if somebody is here, as I've clicked on the share, the person can actually see what I am sharing. The person can see all of these things that I have shared here. Okay, I can move from one distance to another, and the child gets to see, or the person gets to see what I'm sharing. I get to use it to share my slides. I use it to share their OneNote app and all of that. So that is one beautiful thing about share. Again, when you're sharing, you could choose the layout for the share. You could use it as your background. So you are in front. You could use it over the shoulder or side by side. That is going to be halfway. But I usually do content only so that they can see my full screen or see my screen in full. Okay, so that's one beautiful thing about share. Again, when you're sharing, there's some students that can be, how will I put it, that can be writing on your screen and you don't want them to. You could disable annotation for others, because if they click on this pen icon here, they can actually write on your screen, you see, and scribble on it from their own end. Yeah, so if you don't want that, you just come to more, you click on disable annotation for others, and trust me, they will not be able to write on your screen again, unless you want them to do a collaborative task and you say, okay, write on my screen, then you enable the annotation for others. Okay, and then again, for that tab, in more, you have pause, you have breakout room, you have to record. You want to record, you could go ahead and record. I love using Zoom to record because sometimes the Zoom recording is usually very clear. Then all of these are here. Now I'm going to explain breakout room as we continue, so I'm going to stop sharing here. Yeah, now we've talked about the share, we've talked about the apps. Now let's talk about apps. Now for apps, there are a lot of apps on the Zoom, right? You have the music, you have the timer. I use timers a lot, especially when I'm working with exam students. I use timers a lot for the exam students. Sometimes, like I say, sometimes it takes a while for that app to open, so while it's still open, I'm just going to pop it out so that it's opened. So while the app is open, another thing I want to talk about is your record. So if you click on record, it begins to record. Now one thing with the recorder is, when you click on the record, you hear recording in progress, and sometimes when my students say that they're not comfortable, right? So like I said, either I record before I let the students in, or I record, or let them know that I'm about to record for my purpose, so they don't forget or feel like, oh, maybe I want to send it to their parents or something, that maybe they're doing something wrong. Okay, so that's for recording. But again, I also use external recorder like X recorder. Now for the apps, you could see AI note taker. This is good for meetings. Okay, timer, music, group photo. So maybe you want to take a photo with your group, you go ahead. I use timer. So timer, you could see the stopwatch and the timer itself. Okay, so you use it to time your students when they're doing a test or an exam, and you say do this in 5 minutes. You could use the timer to actually set the time. Now another thing I want to talk about is the host tools. Okay, so the timer has opened up. So you set it, either the timer or the stopwatch, you set it to the one you want. Let's talk about host tools. Yeah, for host tools, there are a lot of things in the host tools. Now for host tool, you have enable meeting room. I've talked about lock meeting. If you lock the meeting, nobody will be able to join the meeting, right? High profile picture. If you high profile picture, that means you will not be able to see the pictures of anybody in the meeting. Share screen. If you enable this, it allows all participants to share screen. If you enable this, all your participants will be able to share their screen. Like if you want them to share their screen, they'll be able to share their screen with you. Okay. I usually do not really allow, because sometimes some children can just come in and they start sharing their screen. Why are you sharing your screen? No. Now chats, the chats, I allow them to chat, but in the chats I ensure that they are chatting directly to me. That's what I do. In the chat setting, if you go to the chats and you click on this, you see chat with only host and co-host, so they don't chat with themselves. Because if you're in a group class and your students are not, you have some students that are not well coordinated, they begin to chat themselves while you're teaching, right? So I usually put it in chats with host and co-host. Unless we're doing a collaborative something, then I'll tell them meeting group chats and anyone. Maybe I pair them in twos and say chat with your partner, and then begin to chat with their partner based on the work that I've given to them, right? Now, let's go back to host tools. Now in host tools again, you see unmute themselves. They could mute and unmute themselves. They could start their videos. They could share documents. This here I don't really allow it sometimes. So share notes. So depending on what you're doing in your class at that particular point in time, yeah, this host tool is very important. So I usually advise set it up before the class starts. Okay, set it up before the class starts. Request to record to computer. Maybe if they want to record, let them send you a request. They should not just record like that without a request. Yeah, and then let's go again. The next these are the things you see in your host tools. Next thing you again is AI companion. AI companion can help you take the minutes of the meeting, and then at the end of the meeting it sends you, okay, this is what you've done, or this is what you did in the course of the meeting. I'm not going to dwell here on it as well. So we talked about whiteboards. Yeah, this was what I was saying, that if you open the whiteboard, you could use an existing whiteboard or a new whiteboard. Let's use an existing whiteboard like the one I created when we were talking earlier. Whiteboard. Now your students can see that you're sharing your whiteboard, because they're in the meeting. They can write on the whiteboard because they are in the meeting. You can also write on the whiteboard too because you're in the meeting. Not going to dwell so much here. I'm going to move. Now another important one I want to talk about is the breakout room. Trust me, the breakout room is one place that you want to know how to use. Now the breakout room, I used it a lot for group collaboration. There was a time in my class I taught persuasive devices or persuasive advertisement, and I grouped the class into two. So I created two breakout rooms. I gave them 15 minutes each to work on an advertisement. Trust me, what they gave to me was authentic. So now to create a breakout room, maybe you want to have two sessions. So instead of creating one breakout room, I'm going to create two breakout rooms. And then you can assign automatically or assign manually. If you assign automatically, Zoom help you to choose the students, like just divide the students equally into the different breakout room. But if you're assigning manually, maybe you want all the boys in one room and all the girls in one room, you can assign manually. Or you want to mix them up, you can assign manually as well. Or you want the participant to choose their room. Okay, so maybe everyone choose your room and then they get to choose, but I don't really use that. I use this too. Now when you're done, you go to create. Now when you create, you're going to see something like this: room 1 and room 2. Now for room 1, if you click on assign, because there are no students here, there's nobody for me to assign, right? But if you click on assign, you see the student's name, and then they will tell you assign to room 1 or assign to room 2, and then you assign them. Now when you click on assign, they will get an invitation to join the breakout room, and then they'll go ahead to join. Now when they join, you as the teacher, you begin to alternate. You go from one to the other just to ensure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? And when they are in the breakout room, they can ask for your help. If they can ask for your help, you can even get to monitor what they're doing in their greater breakout room. Now when you're done assigning, you can open all room, and then they get their invitation. Okay, or if you say there's something wrong, you could recreate the breakout room. Like I say, it's best for group collaboration when you are doing something, but if it's a one-on-one class, I don't really think you need the breakout room. Then show captions. Maybe you're talking, your child wants to know, your student wants to know what you're saying, then we use the show captions. Meeting info. The meeting info talks about what the meeting is, the link, the details, everything about the meeting is what you see here. As you can see it, Miss Blessing Zoom meeting. This is the meeting info, because we have not really done so much. We've not had the chats and all of that. You will not see so much here as well. Then the next one I want to talk about is your more button. Yes, your more button. For instance, you want to have a poll. You're having a meeting and you want to have a poll, and you'll be like, which one is better, yes or no? like more like a survey or something, yeah, you could just come here and click on the poll and quizzes. Now, for instance, let me see, let's create a poll. Maybe your students are just coming in and you want them to, you want to use it as as a welcome. This, so you could ask, how was your day? Was your day okay? And you write yes and then no, then they will not begin to choose their answer. So this is it. Or you could ask something relating to a particular class and then you have the poll. For instance, let me say, did your day go well? And then you have choice one, yes, and choice two, no. And you put it as required that you want all of them to answer, and then you save this. Let's see, save as meeting poll. Now it's going to come in as a meeting poll, so when they join in, they are going to see the poll in the chat. Okay, yeah, so this is it. So you have just one question and all of that, so you launch that and then they are going to see it. So somebody is going to answer, did your day go where they will go out ahead and answer yes or no if they're in the chats and all of that. So that's how the poll works. Another thing, yeah, you could end the poll as well and then share the result or show the results depending on what it is. Now let's go to more again. In more, you have notes, you have this is new, okay, meeting info, um recorder and all of that. So these are the things that you find in more. So this is you understanding the whole Zoom interface. And the beautiful thing is, if you're using the AI companion, at the end of the meeting you are going to get an info for it. Now if you want to change, your your picture. Now you go to participants. I said I was going to explain that. You go to participant, edit profile picture. Now for instance, my own profile picture is not well set. I could choose to minimize it and then put it well so everyone know that okay, this is this is what it is. So you drag, you edit and all of that. So this is one beautiful thing about um the Zoom. You could change your picture, use a good profile picture. I usually tell people a lot, use a good profile picture. It makes people respect you, right? Make people respect you, make people know that, oh, that you're doing something good. So I'm just going to save it. I've saved my profile picture. Explain all of this better to you. So if you want to end the meeting as the host, you could end the meeting for all, and that is it. Okay. At the end of the meeting, yeah, the AI companion, if you're using a page Zoom, is going to show you what you've discussed in the meeting, the polls, the survey, the answer, everything that has been done there. So you could see these are my meetings that have been scheduled. All of these are meetings that I have scheduled before, including the one we just did newly today, right? So this is the one we scheduled today. So this is the Zoom interface and everything in it. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sure you've learned how to use the Zoom now and it will be easier for you to navigate. I'm going to do another video on how to use Google Meet because these are two very important platforms that we could use. And probably I will do one on Voove too. I know a lot of people do not really know about Voove, but Voove is just like Zoom and it's free as well. So I will do another one on Voove as well. All right, if you're just watching or this is the first time on my channel, I have a playlist or I've done a video about different online tutoring platforms that you could apply to, or how to start afresh if you're just new into online tutoring. Click on the playlist here and it's going to lead you there. Now if you're on online tutor and you're thinking about how to do your demo, your intro video, click on this video that you're also going to be seeing here. These are things that I know that a lot of online tutors need to excel, okay, or to get the job or to get the clients that they have been looking for. And I have good news for you all. My ebook is up and running. My ebook is up and running. It started running on the 1st of October, and now this ebook is the online tutoring blueprint. Now this book tells you everything you need to know about being an online tutor. Being an online tutor and starting, even if you have zero experience, that's the beautiful thing about it. Even though you're just starting out, you have zero experience. This book is going to guide you on what to do per time or every step you need to take, step-by-step guide. And trust me, when you take this step-by-step guide, are proven guides that, in fact, I have people in different countries that will reach out to me and be like, I followed your guide and then it has worked. So I decided to put everything into a book, and the book is in the link of the book is in the description box. Please click on the link and you get my book. All right, thank you so much for watching. Please click on the like, subscribe, and share button. My name is Miss Blessing, and this is I Teach with Miss B. See you.